Demi Moore, Inside Out. In the compelling book, Inside Out by Demi Moore, readers are taken on a journey through the life of the actress, with many twists and turns that shaped her into the person she is today. From her tumultuous childhood and early struggles with illness, to her pursuit of self-discovery through acting, Demi's story is an inspiring testament to resilience and personal growth. As you read the summary, you'll be introduced to the key moments in Demi's life, including her relationships, her experiences with Hollywood's double standards, and her journey towards authenticity and vulnerability.
Demi Moore's turbulent childhood. Demi Moore's childhood was far from stable. Her family of four continuously moved from one town to another, seeking a better life. Her father was an unfaithful advertising salesman who frequently had affairs, causing her mother to insist on moving houses often. When Demi was 5, she was diagnosed with a life-threatening condition, which recurred throughout her early life, resulting in frequent hospitalizations and missed schooling. At the age of 11, she heroically saved her mother's life during a suicide attempt, which taught her that she couldn't depend on her parents. Her early life was a blur of new beginnings and sudden endings, with no promise of a settled family life. Demi's traumatic ordeal. Demi Moore's parents' marital problems led to her mother allowing her an irresponsible degree of freedom. When she was 15, an older man invited her and her mother to his restaurant and began giving her frequent rides home from school. He eventually raped her, and implied that her mother set the encounter up for $500. This traumatic experience made Demi feel like an orphan. Demi Moore's inspiration. While living in an apartment complex in California, young Demi Moore encounters the German actress Nastasia Kinski. The two women become friends, and Demi is captivated by Nastasia's self-assurance and grace. Demi helps Nastasia with her scripts, and through their interactions, Demi gains the confidence and focus she needs to become an actor. Both women share a deep connection due to their troubled relationships with their mothers. As Nastasia achieves fame and leaves the apartment complex, Demi is inspired to pursue acting to become more like her friend. Demi's journey to self-discovery. Demi's journey to self-discovery was fueled by her first love, her need for freedom, and the quest for success. From her teenage years, Demi fell for Freddie, the lead singer of a new wave band. Despite their age difference, they fell in love and moved in together while she accompanied the band on tour. Eventually, her father's death and Freddie's stoicism created a rift in their relationship, leading to their marriage's eventual collapse. Demi's acting career took off with General Hospital and a central role in Blame It on Rio, which required her to move to Brazil and experience true freedom. The newfound freedom led Demi to separate from Freddie as she embarked on a journey towards self-discovery. Demi Moore's life before stardom. The journey of the famous American actress Demi Moore wasn't always smooth sailing. After coming back from Brazil and ending her marriage with Freddie, she fell into a deep sense of loneliness. Her career was moving forward, but her inclination towards alcohol started to jeopardize her goals. She found herself waking up in unfamiliar places, which became a usual course of events. This habit even led her to ride a Kawasaki motorcycle around town without wearing a helmet, and often her appointments and rehearsals would slip by unnoticed. However, during this period, she landed the role of Jules in the classic film, St. Elmo's Fire. Upon the director's notice of her addiction, she was sent to a rehab center in Redondo Beach with a counselor to help her. Although it was quite embarrassing for her at first, she later came to see it as an opportunity to redirect her path. Through this account of her life, it's clear to see Demi Moore's life struggles before she became the famous actress. Demi Moore, from Hollywood to Hailey. Demi Moore's life in Hollywood was eventful, from her romantic affairs, film performances, and the birth of her children, until her life-changing move to a peaceful small town in Idaho, where she found healing and growth. After her success in St. Elmo's Fire, Demi Moore continued to star in other 80s hits and had a colorful romantic life, which included a brief engagement to fellow Brat Pack member Emilio Estevez. However, it was her encounter with Bruce Willis, an up-and-coming star who had a reputation for wild nights, that marked another significant chapter in her life. Bruce wooed Demi with an old-fashioned courtship and proposed to her. They had 2 weddings, one in Vegas and the other a massive, glitzy affair on a borrowed film set where the singer Little Richard officiated. The couple moved to the mountains of Idaho after the birth of their daughter Rumor, seeking a peaceful life away from the fast-paced Hollywood. Despite the move, Demi continued to work, and one film that defined her career was Ghost, which required intense sadness to portray her role. On set, she learned to breathe properly to connect with her emotions, allowing her to process the difficult things she went through, including her childhood, relationship with her mother, and father's death. Through her growth, she was finally able to let these experiences become a part of her story instead of hiding them away. For Demi, Hailey, Idaho, became her home. It was a place of peace where the locals never bothered them, and she found healing and growth. Demi Moore's contributions to women empowerment in Hollywood. Demi Moore, a Hollywood actress, made 2 significant contributions to female representation in the industry. First, she portrayed pregnancy sensually on Vanity Fair's cover in 1991, and second, she starred in G.I. Jane, raising essential questions about female representation in elite military roles. Demi Moore's career in Hollywood spans across decades, and she's renowned for her commitment to female empowerment in the industry. Her contributions toward women's representation in film were significant and groundbreaking. Moore's first contribution came in 1991 when Annie Leibovitz took a photograph of the actress on Vanity Fair's cover while she was 7 months pregnant. The image was unconventional, featuring Moore posing nude with one arm covering her breasts. Some viewed it as disgusting pornography, while others saw it as liberating for pregnant women. Despite the controversy surrounding the photograph, Moore's intent was clear. She wanted to challenge society's perception of pregnancy. Instead of concealing one's body, her photograph celebrated pregnancy's sensuality. Moore's second significant contribution to female representation in film came in 1997 with her role in G.I. Jane. She starred as a Navy SEAL who faced intense pressure and abuse from her fellow male soldiers but ultimately succeeded against all odds. To prepare for the role, Moore underwent real Navy SEAL training, which pushed her boundaries and transformed her physically. The impact on her extended beyond just her appearance as she realized she was just as capable of any task as a male soldier. G.I. Jane raised important questions about female representation in elite military roles, physical boundaries between genders and how women in the military are perceived. Overall, Moore's contributions paved the way for more discussions on women's empowerment in Hollywood and beyond. Demi Moore's second chance. After 13 years of marriage, Demi and Bruce decided to divorce. 3 years later, Demi met a young and rising star, Ashton Kutcher. Their connection was instant and they dreamt of building a future together. Despite the joy of finding love after divorce and becoming pregnant with Ashton's child, their relationship was not immune to setbacks. Demi suffered a miscarriage and started drinking heavily, while Ashton struggled to understand her pain. They eventually got married, but Ashton's infidelity proved to be the tipping point, and they separated in 2011. Demi retreated to the mountains of Idaho to heal, reflecting on her journey to regain strength.
Through the telling of Demi Moore's life in the Inside Out, readers are left with a deep understanding of the trials, tribulations, and triumphs she faced throughout her journey. We witness the transformation of a young girl escaping a difficult family life to a successful actress, experiences with Hollywood's biases, and the personal growth that resulted from it all. Moore's story inspires us to embrace vulnerability and growth, showing that with resilience and courage, one can overcome even the hardest of challenges and continue to evolve through every stage of life.